eyes. Eyes.
Hey everyone, Instructor Ford here, and welcome to episode 5 of American Kick Punch Karate Fundamentals. This is 5 of 52, so that means we got 47 more to go, and we'll be going through white, yellow, green, red, blue, brown, and getting you to where you can prepare for a test for your Shodan in American Kick Punch Karate. So we've been through 4 episodes of basics, and I posted something earlier showing Pluto Kata, or form Pluto, and we're going to be talking through that. You should, with your student handbook, you should have a diagram of this. If not, I'll make some diagrams readily available. I might even post one, like throw it up before I show the form, but we're going to get into the form. I'm going to explain the entire form, and I may do this in 2 different shoots and then edit it in after showing the form being done. I think I show it at speed and then I slow it down the best I can. So we've been through a lot of technique for white belt, and I've taken you through pretty much everything in the base style of American Kick Punch Karate, with the exception of really ironing in that roundhouse kick, but we worked it as a sweep. So that's going to be all right. At white belt, you're looking for good form, you're looking for good blocks, and I'm going to walk you through this. If you make it through this episode and you can mimic this, you should have no issue earning that yellow belt in American Kick Punch Karate. So the first technique we're going to get into, we're going to start off with blocking. So we'll go ahead and get the odd deck out of the way first. We are going to look at open hand block. And you can throw this from any stance you would like. You might notice something about my blocks. This hand always comes forward. Why would this come forward? What could I be doing with this? And this block doubles as a chop. So I'm obviously grabbing something and laying a chop into the side of the neck or into another person. Pollen is awful in Georgia this time of year. So if you see this hand coming first, it's usually grabbing or deflecting something, and then this other hand comes up. So open hand side block or chop block position. We're here. Next one is cross block. High cross block, and it turns. Low cross block, and it turns. High cross block, and it turns. Low cross block, and it turns. I always follow the arm. I let the arm in the back do the driving. So I'm dropping that in. Notice I'm just turning this hand over, really. And upon impact, turning for protection. I can throw the high as open hand as well. So from the front, what that's going to look like, here, here. Crazy. Doing good, keep up. Next one is going to be side block. So I come from here, I rub my forearms, and I throw my block. My block should be even with my shoulder. Or close to even. Close to even works. Inside block. I start turning this hand when my hand crosses my center line. I also kind of shrink my silhouette by turning sideways. High block. I come up, bring this hand up high, and I punch up. Like Superman going through a building. I want to put a good steep roof on my house. Low block. You're pulling a towel from your shoulder. Sling that towel on the ground. Once I get past my hand, I snap the block around. I rotate that block. Other side. Again, I could be grabbing something. All right, karate jab. Come here, from the side. Could be coming here. You can throw either place, hit the balls. Twist punch. Nice and easy. Uppercut. Hook punch. Hook. From the side. Okay, now back fist. We learned about back fists. Well, really, most of your strikes can be turned into other strikes. So, back fist, chop, chop, hammer fist, hammer fist. Same thing here. Hammer fist, hammer fist, hammer fist. Hammer fist. Chop. 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 Back fist. Back fist. Back fist. Back fist. Back fist. So also in here, back fist. Back fist. Back fist. Back fist. Hammer fist. Hammer fist. Hammer fist, hammer fist. Then we get into chop, 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 up, chop, chop. All right, now we get into lower body. So we'll start off with shin blocks. Let's start off with check. Check, check, other side, check, check, check. Now inside, outside, inside, outside, inside, outside, inside, outside. Other side, inside, outside, inside, outside. Inside, outside. Right, straight knee. Other side. Roundhouse knee. Other side. Now we have front kick. 1, 2, 3. Other side. 1, 2, 3. Now we have side kick. Remember this one, edge and heel foot. I don't care if you throw it for the knee. I don't care if you throw it for the hip, the head, your choice. But throw a sharp kick. So if you want to throw oblique kicks, throw an oblique kick. Make the kick count. You want to throw a side kick, throw a side kick. Make the kick count. So we'll do oblique kicks because the camera's like this. Okay, camera malfunction. All right, we'll get into side kick. Now, side kick, remember, you guys will forgive me, I just had a camera malfunction. I recorded all the way into the form and I realized I wasn't recording anymore. So, side kick. You're an old man, Louise. Side kick is done with the heel and edge of foot. It is also a driving kick. So, when I throw this, I can choose to snap it or I can choose to push it through the target. At this stage in your training, the reason I'm pushing the latter of the two is because at this stage in your training, it's more important you get the threat off of you and get that space than trying to nail a perfect kick. So we'll do more of a push off, and you can push off the knee, you can push off the hip, you can push off the body. So if I'm emphasizing more of a push off, that's why. At this stage in your training, if you're new to karate, just using kicks like side kick, front kick, push heel kick to get people off of you is going to be more beneficial than landing a perfect snappy side kick. So we are going to start and we're going to push off of the side. So 1, 2, 3. So nice and push. Back them up. Push them off. That's what this kick is really good at, is making space. Later on when you get into sparring, you'll need to make space. And this kick is very good at making space. 1, 2. You get over here. When your feet or your legs are longer than the camera angle. Okay, next kick. They're going to be your low kicks. We're treating them as low kicks is what they're going to be handy as right now. At yellow belt, you'll be getting into using the round kick a lot more. So you're going to throw the round kick like you're taking the back of the leg. Round kick. Round kick. Round kick. Round kick. Round kick. Round kick. Cross kick. Cross kick. Cross kick. Cross kick. Cross kick. Pass that soccer ball. One more. Hook kick. Hook. Hook. Remember, hook. 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 And hook. Those are the basics. Hopefully we won't have any more camera failures. Bear with me. Okay, on Pluto, your first form. You're going to see some different things when you do Pluto. Now, when I personally practice it, I'll start out, I'll bow, get in my ready position, and then you can ask some of my students, they'll see me get into a side block and then initiate the attack. Well, Okinawan and Japanese karate, usually in a lot of Korean forms, usually all kata begins with a defense. American karate does not all begin with defense. This is offensive in nature. So when I bow, and the kata is a basic building block for you, so you can add a little bit to it. Just keep the bones there. Keep the base kata there. So when I start out, I can get in a fighting stance if I want to, and then step in and throw my twist punch. But the base kata, as you've seen in the clip right before this and the clip after this, I'm going to talk you through it and explain the moves. First, I'm going to bow and get in my ready position. All added guard positions aside, the original form calls for this. My first movement, I'm going to step forward. I'm going to bring my hand up as a guide for my target. I'm going to bring out and twist, and that will be my first punch. Then I'm going to step forward and punch with my right. And then I'm going to step forward and punch with my left. All lunge punches. Next thing I'm going to do is get in the fighting posture, whether it be open hand, I like open hand, or closed hand. And I'm going to throw a front kick. So let me slide back. So I'm going to throw a front kick for about the hip, groin, or stomach. And then I'm going to move forward. Now on this next part, I'm going to twist around. You might have saw in the video, I went ahead and twisted into a crane stance. You can do that if you choose. I think it sets you up better for the kick. Or you can just twist your leg and get ready to throw the kick. The crane's position puts you in a better spot. Even from the side after I've kicked. Boom. Say I've kicked. It puts me in a more balanced spot to launch that kick from. So just play around with this. So I'm now here. My next kick is going to come with a kiai. Kiai is not the word itself. A kiai is a tactic. So when I want to make them pause what they're doing. It's also an expulsion of energy. Not like magical chi, but energy. So like when you're pulling a rope or rowing a boat, that grunt you make, that's kiai. When you, like best example of kiai is nautically. Sailors will sing sea shanties while they do stuff when they use sail with sails. And that expenditure of air, that expenditure of breath, that audible noise is a kiai. That's what that is. It's expulsion of air, expulsion of energy. It's like that groan. When you need a little more strength, you groan to pick something up. Kiai is the same. It's not magical chi force. You're not a Jedi. It's just an expenditure of energy. It can also be used to disorient an opponent, catch them off guard. I mean, hell, you're yelling at them. If you're fighting someone, they yell, you're like, what? And the yell comes out of nowhere like a really big yell out of a teeny tiny body. Yeah, you're going to be caught off guard, especially if you've never heard that. So it's a sound tactic. All right, we're here, and I'm going to kiai upon impact. So I come here, and right here, what I'm doing on this chop, let me turn around so you can see, I'm capturing and then pulling my chop into the side of their head. So I'll come here. So here we are at the end of part one. I end up here. Now, I come to this side, and I'm going to pivot my side kick around and jam it into their ribs. And then I'm going to get into a fighting position, something that Sal does. What I look like from the front is I'm actually positioned to use my shin to block with and drop my knees together. And what that would look like is boom. They kick in, they catch the top of the shin. So I'm here, so I throw a kick. I move forward, throw another kick. This time on this kick, what an instructor told me one time, I can't remember who it was, like, oh yeah, they've grabbed your leg, you're stomping down, and you're dropping that elbow into the back of their head. And so, but on this kick, when that second kick comes off, I'm throwing a side block, and then my next step, I'm grabbing here, eyes, and then from this position, another key eye, as you notice, I turn around and I bow, ready position and bow. Now, if I decide to add in a open hand side block or a fighting position, it looks good. It's a good looking thing. Nice. 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 And that is step by step how and why we do some of the things we do in Pluto. Just watch the form. I'll post a diagram, maybe up here like that. I don't know yet. I'll post a diagram up so you can read it. I may put it in the description of the video. I'm Instructor Ford. Thank you for joining me. And you know, those of you that study really hard, this is your white belt technique. This form and just a handful of techniques we went by. What you're graded on in the original system of American Kick Punch Karate. At white belt, it's front kick, side kick, chuck block, side block, twist punch. And of course your stances. Now, I've added a stance to this. You don't have to do that. But for me, it makes it easier, especially after I've thrown that kick and I'm here and I pull in. It makes it easier for me to throw that side kick from an intelligible position. You don't have to do that. You can just twist that leg on over and jam that kick out, but at least try that crane stance and see if that doesn't help you maintain your balance while you're assessing where the kick needs to go, because your next movements are going to be in the other direction. Okay, but thank you for sticking it out with me. I'll be providing a lot of information, probably replaying the clips of me performing Pluto outside. I had one of my students like, oh, you forgot your ready position. I think I might have thrown in a pause there. Maybe I forgot it on the slow footage, but on the faster footage I didn't. On the first footage it's there. So just a few ideas to play with, and please take it to heart. Use this video as a training tool. That's all it is. I'm just here to help guide you on your path. I'm Instructor Ford, and next time I see you will be Yellow Belt Basics. 2 forms on that one.